Charging battery. Alrighty. So let's give that a pause real fast. And why is my camera not working on that scene? Damn it. Hate it when it does that. Use that one. Nope. Camera. Why is it doing what it's doing? Meh. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix that. Alright, so we are gonna get... First of all, it's been a long time since we've actually been streaming, you know, anything. So I figured... I need to move that a little bit. I figured... I'm gonna start that back up again. That we would start tonight by doing a little bit of Vampyr. So something new. So we're gonna go check this out. Even if based on proven medical knowledge from 1918, Vampyr sometimes takes liberties when establishing possible links between scientific theories and supernatural creatures for theatrical purposes. In other words, do not try to cure any disease with any of the recipes shown in this video game, and no rats were harmed during the making of this game. Okay. Vampyr, every action you take can have consequences. This game uses an autosave system. Okay. Pretty. In this game, difficulty is tied to your actions. The more lives you take, the easier game will be. Oh, shit, that's morbid.
"12 dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner. 1 prayer for the summoned, called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen, the falling of a star a dire presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found.
Thank you.
When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
Okay, that's a little morbid. Just a little bit.
Death. Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree, mortality was believed to be God's punishment. A righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars. They were all so wrong. Death is not a wicked thing, nor some...
I'm recording it, I'll put it on YouTube, and I'll be playing more of it.
A true punishment would be to never know its sweet kiss.
What have you done?
Mary! Oh, no. Mary! Hold on. Please, hold on. Oh, God. Oh, no. Mary. Mary. No. 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 This horror. It's a nightmare. No! Please, a moment, let me explain! These patrols are after me. No! No! Don't shoot! This is a nightmare. I need to get out of here. This can't be happening. Over there! No, please, stop! I mean you no harm. What's going on? Oh, Mary. What have I done? What's all this about?
Shit, where'd it go?
Now, I can defend myself.
Kill that thing! Over there!
Who are you? Stay back! Sorry, but you left me no choice. Who are you? Stupid beast! Sorry. No, please, stop! Who are you? What do you want? I mean you no harm. I need help.
Die, you fucking leech!
Please, listen to me. I can't make any sense of this.
Shut up, beast!
Who are you? What is this all about? Ah! Ah! What in God's name?
I'll do the rest of the job.
Just leave me. The sun. It feels like it's burning me to the bone. I need to find somewhere to hide. Let me go! I need to find shelter. Is anybody there? What is this place? The place seems abandoned. I should be safe enough here.
Brother. What have you done?
Mary! Mary! Mary, I'm sorry. Whoever did this to us, I will find them.
Lovely.
Wait. This one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this? Gold watch.
Beautiful it is. We fancy it and share the takings. I suppose we are undertakers. Now, give him an Eve.
That's impossible. Who goes there? Who's there? Are you referring to me? No! No! I still have so much to accomplish. I still have so much left that needs doing.
Yeah, I don't think we're necessarily going to be doing much.
Johnny, this one's lost. We need to leave. And now!
No! There's time. I can save him.
That's the enemy coming! The orders are to evacuate the hospital!
Done. He'll live.
And now what?
We fight. Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing.
Okay.
No, it never got easy.
Used revolver, reliable service pistol. British troops, okay. Leveling. Interesting. Okay, Jonathan Reed. That's this guy. Bloody diary. 15th October. Bad sleep. Becky coughed all night, and the fever made her delirious. I heard a loud noise in the morning. It's a big machine some men brought by the... Oh, jeez, that's a long one. I'm not going to read that entire thing out loud. Is the flute coming back? Wow. Okay.
This makes no sense. None of it. No sense at all. It's a nightmare. That's it. So be it.
Really?
Rational thinking only.
It's gonna hurt. Oh, Linux is here. Holy crap, I'm dropping a shit ton of frames. Hope not. Let's see if it's still going. Hope it's not. Still 20 frames. Linux, how are you?
This is absolute madness.
Nope, you didn't catch me at the wrong
Lost
time.
touch with the real.
Madness it is, as mad as the moon, who turns blood in sunlight into a glowing reflection.
Nope, come and check it out. Okay, evolution. Hideout beds allow you to evolve and rest. Spend your experience points to level up and improve vampiric skills. Okay. Autography. Begin by selecting the skill autography. Autophagy. Okay. You drain your own blood to heal normal and aggravated damage instantly. Okay. Mic is awfully quiet. All right, hold on. I'll turn that up a little bit. How about now? Is that better? Okay, sorry. That's the stuff. Okay. So I actually just kind of got started on this. You wake up in a pit of dead bodies, and then you go and you kill your sister. You drain her blood, and then you kind of run away from everybody. And now I'm in this house and trying to figure out what the hell just happened. Okay. Select the first level and spend. Okay. The vampire uses the power of his blood to heal normal and aggravated damage, increasing his flesh, nerve, and bone regeneration. With time, this vampiric ability can be extremely powerful and is sure to surprise any unwary vampire hunter. We think of vampires as immortal, but if you can block their unnatural regenerative abilities, they are more vulnerable than you think. Okay. Spend points. Unlocked. Okay. You leveled up and feel stronger. B to go back. Okay, you have enough XP to unlock an aggressive skill. Choose one to unlock now. Claws. Blood. Okay, what? Close range strike will cut through all living creatures in front of you. Blood spear. Throw a spear made of blood, which can pass through enemies in front of you. Yuck. Shadow mist. Place a class of shadow at the target's feet or yours. The cloud will explode after a short time, causing heavy damage. We'll go with this one for now. Okay, as natural predators, vampires have received some gifts from Mother Nature, like claws instead of fingernails. These natural weapons can easily cut through tissue and are very useful for piercing a prey's arteries. If you use your claws, you will see humans differently, like soft and tender meat. Well, at this point, I want to go back and read those. The vampire wields their blood and throws it like a spear. This power can take time to charge, but it's deadly effective at medium and long range. It's a powerful supernatural tool for vampires who don't like close combat. If you cannot avoid the bloodsucker's attack, just try to keep your mouth closed. Ew, that sounds nasty. Okay, Shadow Mist. The vampire concentrates shadows around their prey to make them explode after a countdown. This explosion will injure anything in range with needle-like living spears. Vampires often use this ability to wipe out groups of enemies from a distance. They think they can challenge us with their tools, but no one can defeat the shadows. Well, crap, that sounds really cool. We'll try that one. Now select confirm to save your choices. Okay.
That voice in my head. If I'm not mad, then it must belong to the one who made me what I am. I must find him to understand what I have become.
Yeah, we need to know what we became. Details. Night is here again. I am in London now, somewhere near the East End docks, I suppose. I don't know this part of town. All I know is that someone is killing people here, murdering them, butchering them, drinking their blood, making them like him. Is this what happened to me? My poor Mary, my poor sister. I must follow the blood trail, find answers. Maybe I should start by gathering information about what happened to this place while I was away. Then I will find out who did this to me, who made me what I am now. Okay, I can do that. Alright, nothing here. I think there was something downstairs that we didn't get to go do.
Where is it? Close.
These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Yeah, knock knock. Ooh, that was cool.
My head's spinning.
That was cool.
It's locked.
Okay. Used stake. Offhand weapons can be used by pressing Y. They have attacks with special effects. Zoom stamina. Okay.
I'm still in Southwark. I must reach the West End. Go back home.
Okay, stun. Press Y to use your stake to inflict stun damage. A stunned enemy can be bitten. Okay.
Die, vermin!
Okay. Press A to bite a stunned enemy. Biting an enemy provides you with blood to use skills and also refills your health gauge. Okay.
Strength. The strength I never knew I had.
This one stinks already. It's dead, all right. There's one of them. Watch yourselves.
This shouldn't be
Shit, that
possible.
leech is...
Every sinew, every fiber of my being is afire. I feel like a child learning the limits of my body.
Okay. Kind of cool. Ow. Owie.
My strength. My reflexes. I'm not human anymore.
No. I can also teleport and stuff. That's cool. Am I dropping frames? Just let me know, because it says I am. OBS is sitting there freaking out. Quarantine. Contagious disease. One shall enter or leave quarantine without a written blank of the local health authority. An authorized employee of the blank shall enter. Remove this card. Violating this regulation. Fine. Okay. Like, it freaked out. It's still telling me I'm dropping frames, but if you're not seeing it, then I'm not going to worry about it right now. Probably should have just restarted my machine before I started streaming, but King and country need you. Join the British ranks. Nope. I'm a little busy.
poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us. I have this.
Oh, good. I can
for
eat
blood.
rats. Yay.
I can't believe I'm doing this. It's locked, all right.
Well, you need blood in order to do stuff, and you can get blood from eating them. So... hopefully this isn't a
Dizziness
platform.
from the jump. I can now control it.
Read, no.
This is despicable.
You like it, you know it.
What will London have to say to me?
Anything in here? Money. Money, 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 money. So Lennox, tell me, I heard
So many questions unanswered.
Okay, I heard something about Microsoft. Something going on with Microsoft with you? After being at the event tonight. Like a job interview? District status stable. Not sure, haven't done one of these before. Gotcha. Well, good luck. Keep me posted.
Another corpse. Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum?
This dude's dead.
The man has been drained of all blood, but I can still smell the scent of it. I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant.
Fresh blood.
Fresh blood. The smell is so strong.
Okay, that's cool. So you can see stuff. Yeah, I mean that sounds awesome, dude. So I hope things are, you know, if it's a good thing and if it's a good position, I hope you at least get some FaceTime with them. That's for sure. So, and yes, I actually got. So just kind of a bit of an update. Last week I was on a cruise in Bermuda, which was awesome. Though I'm like roasted. I was roasted underneath here. Now I'm peeling. I look like a snake. Kind of gross. And then so while I was there, I had purchased a package so that I could use internet on the boat. And then while I was in Bermuda, I had a international roaming stuff. Set up two phone interviews and an in-person interview while I was in Bermuda. So while I'm on vacation, I'm doing that grind. Then, so let's see, this week I had 2 phone interviews and an in-person interview. That was Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. This morning at like, what time did he call? Hold on 1 second. 9:45. I know, Mr. Worldwide. Mr. Worldwide. 9:45 this morning. I get a phone call with the job offer for the in-person from yesterday. So, good stuff.
Where has everyone gone?
New hideout available in this district. Okay. You just found a new hideout. Here you can spend your XP while resting or craft items at the workbench. Got it. Okay. What can I craft here? On a workbench, you can craft medical treatments to heal sick citizens, serum to boost yourself, weapon upgrades to improve and customize your weapons. Okay. Can I upgrade anything? No, I can't upgrade. How do you upgrade a steak? How do you upgrade a steak? It's a stick. What the shit? Better steak. Medium well. Okay, weird. Average result. This item can be recycled into components. Good resale value. Looks like even better steak. Exactly. Low broil. Yes. Dude, I got pretty well low broiled while I was in Bermuda. I was like, I need some color. It'll be fine. I'll just lay out for a little while. Without any sort of suntan lotion on or anything. Yeah. That hurt a tad. That requires 1,000. Okay. What is some of this stuff? Body condition. Increase your health. Increase your endurance. Blood. Increase your blood capacity. Increase your blood absorption when using bite in combat. No suntan, dude. How are you not Fallout 4 material? Yeah, believe me, I paid for it. Hard biting. Fast regeneration. Okay. Well, we're going to use more health because more health is always good. I was only out there. We were only out there for like an hour and a half. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. I won't be doing that again, that's for sure. Zen sits there and goes, "Are you going to do that again?" I'm like, "No, I promise." Unknown. Blood quality. Unknown. Interesting. So you can sit there. So one of the things that I heard about this game is that your choices... So first of all, it actually sat there and said there is no difficulty level in the game. The difficulty is dependent on your choices. So you could either, like, kill the... You could sit there and kill the... kill the mayor. Then the police are all going to be sitting there looking for you. Or you could just sit there and kill the bank robber, and no one's going to sit there and go, "Well, shit, he's dead. Okay, no worries."
At last, a little life.
To the turquoise turtle.
So I'm gonna walk into this pub,
Are they stupid or something?
drenched in blood, and nobody's gonna sit there and think otherwise.
Mess would have given me a laugh.
Okay.
My God, sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
Why is it going to be a long night?
You must be new around here. Don't you know about the murders?
Do the police have any leads on a suspect?
Even before the outbreak, coppers never came round here. We're on our own. People die in these parts all the time, and no one cares.
Tell me more about these murders.
Every morning for the last few weeks, bodies have been found. And those poor sods didn't die of flu.
Where am I? Where is this place?
You're at my bar, sir, the Turquoise Turtle. The last ray of light in this dangerous part of town.
Hey, Smoke.
Aren't you scared?
Scared of what? All the bad shit happens out on the foggy streets. And I never go outside.
So you're open all night?
Yep. Figured people might need a place to rest in these dark times.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
How long has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd leave.
Who is this man? What does he look like?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess. Well-dressed, quite polite. A professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And,
Yes?
no funny business. You hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
Yes, sir. This is a respectable establishment. No funny business.
I think I'm losing my mind.
Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
Been there, seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bottle, see?
This is important, sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
Yeah, don't be a dick.
What's going on around here? It's like everybody is hiding.
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody fears the return of the sewer dog.
Sewer dog?
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blame the sewer dog, eh?
You make it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
Okay. So, Smoke, how did Here's the Storm go?
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
Are they stupid or something? Hello, sir. Are you all right? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
What is this place?
This is Tom's bar, the Turquoise Turtle. I'm the barmaid here, Sabrina, if you want to know.
I heard about this. So, Linux, you remember how we were saying that like you control the difficulty of the game by your actions. I read something about this where you leave her alone, it can be a bit more difficult, but if you kill her, it spurs the bartender to action, and he goes and he starts kind of cleaning up the streets. So it's all about choices. It's all about who knows who, and if you kill somebody, it can affect their social circle.
Are you always open this late at night?
No, it's only since the epidemic started. Tom thought that people may need a safe place to stay.
You don't seem to have much business. Where is everybody?
Well, most people are sleeping right now. And those that are awake tend to avoid going out.
No,
What with
it's
the
not
murders and
BioWare.
all.
What's going on around here? Where is everyone?
Too many dead, sir. First the epidemic, and now all these terrible murders.
The murders. What can you say about them?
Bodies found in the streets every morning. Drained of blood. It's just horrible. Some say the sewer dog is back.
The sewer dog. What's that?
No one knows. People have always disappeared around these parts.
Yes, because there's probably a whole shit ton of vampires in the
sewer dog
sewers.
coming out to feed. But now he's killing in the streets.
What have you heard about the epidemic?
There's a Spanish flu. Yeah. Killed so many last summer. Thought we'd seen the last of it. Dozens dying every week.
Are the authorities doing anything?
Nothing. There are so many quarantine zones in London now. It's gotten really hard to travel across town.
Pardon me, boys.
I just want to talk. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm not afraid, sir. It's just I've other customers to take care of.
I only see one customer.
Oh. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I best check on them.
All right, fine. Obviously,
I'll leave then.
Obviously,
Thank you.
the bloody shirt is sitting there, kind of going, "You know what? I don't want to sit there and mess with this guy." Anything going on over here? Anything to read?
It's a good thing you cannot see me now, Mum.
Poor Jack. He didn't deserve this.
Pub drinks. Okay, we'll go upstairs and see if this guy is here.
This is no place for you. Prewen has several patrols roaming the area.
They do not pursue me.
But they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you?
Oh,
I mean you no harm, saith the vampire. Present yourself.
I need a word. With anyone.
Well, that's something I can do for you.
okay. That was cool.
And who might...
Pillar. Interesting. Okay. Okay, back. You missed it. We just got our asses kicked by a cross. It was cool. It was actually kind of a neat effect.
might you be?
not sure that I know anymore.
Might I at least learn the reason of your presence?
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
I've been hunted down in the streets and attacked. I'm a victim here, too.
I believe you.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
And what exactly is this Brotherhood?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time.
Fuck you. I want to know fucking now. Frick.
I heard another voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to?
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're talking about.
Something tells me not to trust you.
Then the feeling is mutual.
What have you uncovered concerning the murders?
It started a few nights ago. Rumors of violent murders. The docks have always been, shall we say, somewhat unsavory. But this is different.
How different?
A vampire is at work here. Famished. Reckless. It must be brought to ground, and quickly.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We're both chasing the same shadow.
A shadow, indeed. Yet I heard his voice in my head. There was a moment I believed I was mad.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
I will at last have the answers to my questions.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
Okay. Okay, he didn't see that. Interrogate the locals. I interrogated the locals.
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else
There's
came
that
here
doctor
tonight.
again.
Someone must know something.
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
I have a few questions for you.
Well, if you must.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight. And I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please, tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
What happened tonight?
He was dead drunk, as usual. But my God, his eyes. His face. He must have caught something awful. He shouted and cried. It was terrible.
Why are you so afraid?
I mean, his skin. His hands. I scrubbed every glass and every chair that he touched. God, I hope it's not contagious.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the cannon factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well, Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
Okay, you received a hint. Reveal a secret about a citizen or someone related to them. Okay, we're gonna do that. Okay, as a vampire, you need blood to evolve. The blood quality bar indicates the XP you will earn if you feed on the citizen. Unlocked hints increase the amount of XP. Okay. So the more I know about him, the more XP I get for killing him. Okay.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only
All right,
other
Lennox.
stranger I've had.
Good luck with the interview tomorrow. Let me know how things go. And, you know, keep us posted, dude.
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
Who is he?
William. Just an old sailor who loves his gin too much. He worked for years at the cannon factory before it closed.
Is he dangerous?
Yeah. Like many drunks, he's all bark and no bite. He can barely stand up most of the time.
I am itching like crazy. This sunburn is starting to peel,
How
and I'm
was
just
he
like,
tonight?
Jesus.
Was he different?
Sicker than usual, perhaps. He whined and mumbled about how mean people were to him and how he'd like to talk to me outside, and then he left when I refused.
Dude, I got pretty well roasted down in Bermuda last week.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What do you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
Don't get me wrong, it was a nice cruise. We had we had the unlimited drink package, so that was cool.
Hello, sir. May I disturb you again?
You're still ugly as sin.
Fuck you.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
It's nice sitting there. Oh yeah, Zen was living on margaritas all last week.
I hope I live long enough to see them wet boot boys get what's coming to them.
Art, how are you? Totally D&D nerding right now. Got it. So we are starting work on Vampyr.
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me, to this city.
Okay, war munitions volunteers. Okay, so alright, no blood. Inspect the boats. Okay, we will inspect the boats. There he is.
The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. What's this? Some sort of note.
Multiple deaths in the dock regions. We believe a nasty leech is involved. Locate the beast, purge it quickly. So apparently these guys know about vampires. Okay, warning. According to recent reports, this vampire is very violent. Approach with extreme caution. I know we lack men in this part of town, but don't send rookies to investigate the case. They're frenzying one killing each night. As always, search abandoned places first. Old houses, basements, sewers, and warehouse. Destroy the Leech brothers. Okay.
These men, they're a company of professional vampire hunters. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself. This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim. Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
Okay. Huh. I can teleport. Oh, Hunter. Ranged weapons. Equip and press Y to use your ranged weapon and inflict both standard damage and stun damage. Be aware that your ammo is limited. Okay.
Ammunition crate. Good. I may need a lot of bullets. I feel like I'm back on the front line again.
Enemy card. Press L to spot enemies around and display their enemy cards. Okay. Some enemies are more resistant to certain types of damage. There are 4 types of resistances. Melee, ranged, blood, and shadow. Orange indicates a medium resistance. Red indicates a high resistance. Okay. Alright, how the hell did I sit there? Alright, let's see. How did I use that thing? But that's what I want to do, and it's not doing what I want it to do. Okay, that's locked. Here. Okay, can't get down, I get there. All right.
This one's mine! Pay for this!
That was nifty. Okay. But how do you equip the damn thing? Sawed-off shotgun. I got that. Okay. It doesn't help.
Stay close, keep an eye on each other. Easy does it. Fuck his fast! Fuck his fast!
My blood now. Mine. You can't have any more. Mine. Summer community is the best advantage we have in our fight against leeches if they can't go during the day. Okay, new hideout. That works. Well, you should definitely figure out how to shoot. Doesn't look like you want to take shots at these guys anyway. Well, some of them, yeah, some of them it doesn't look like you can't. Like, some of them are not. So I haven't quite figured that out. What are you still doing up? Okay. You alright? Okay. Okay, we'll get back to bed then once you guys are done. Okay, medicines can't do. Can I upgrade that? No. Can I upgrade this? No. Can I upgrade this? No. Can I upgrade this? Yes. I have a better machete. Like, all those humans had high firearm resistance. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's dodge. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I'm eating rats.
Over there!
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
As one, we shall overcome this.
To equip a two-handed and use its equip a two-handed weapon especially. Okay. The aside, for instance, can be used to parry an incoming attack, inflicting heavy stun damage if timed properly.
Please stop.
Alright, how? Equip something in this slot. Aha, I got it. Okay. Aha.
This place reeks of...
Okay, well, I got that at least on. Got it. You can't sit there and have both like that.
Bloodshed.
Oh, please, let go of me. Oh my God, William. I can't stand it anymore.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Get off. Use bludgeon. Okay. I got him. He did.
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Hello.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by scowl?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
You are the woman from the bar. Are you... like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. You'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Okay, anything else here to look at? We'll look real fast.
I cannot enter.
Locked door. Oh, money. aluminium. They actually pronounce it aluminium. Nice.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
How about finding a new shirt? One with less suspicious bullet holes and blood.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman?
12:30.
What?
Go for
Who
another
is
half
she?
hour.
What woman?
No, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again, from a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
And for that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes.
Aha, good thinking.
So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Okay, so far pretty good start to the game.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Okay. Except there's help. I'll work at Pembroke Hospital. I have no choice. The man knows about my condition, about what I've become a vampire. I can't believe this. I don't know anything about this secluded medical facility. Everyone here will take me for what I'm not anymore. Jonathan Reed, the famous surgeon. I must lie to them all, to the patients, the staff. This is my new home where I will hide from all who are after me. Where I will hide from everyone until I get a better understanding of what's going on. Okay. Alright, Smoke, have a good evening, and I will catch you next time.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Mr. Hampton needs me right now.
Okay, Mr. Hampton needs you.
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that! It's my turn!
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
To drink the blood of your prey, you first need to mesmerize them to lead them out of sight from others. Your mesmerized level must be equal or higher to the citizens. Then, okay.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
In the back, you bastard! Didn't have the guts to fight me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
I just did what it told me to do, and now I'm gonna sit there and face the consequences. Shit.
To taste a life, to embrace its most intimate secrets. Such a burden, such a divine sin.
Okay. I gotta go up somehow.
I not want to make wait, Doctor. I've patients to attend.
Just looking around, lady. Relax.
Hurry now, Doctor. Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse. I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Thank you, Nurse Crane. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction,
Nice.
Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing in. I escaped from the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Nice.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett. Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them? Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't
They're doing
know
it.
when to
You
stop
know they
and
are.
get some rest.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
This is kind of a shithole hospital, isn't it?
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems... Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
You're
exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
I wish I could be sick again.
Daily
Feel my blood boil with the fever.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
Stretch out, because it's going to
Hear
take
my
what it looks
body
like.
crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reed. Blood is the only drug I need.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Okay.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that
She's
not enough?
cray-cray is what she is.
Puny mortal. What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember.
Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Yes. Cray-cray. Cray-cray.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Yeah.
Lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame
Psycho,
me.
how the hell are you, dude?
My
Yeah,
face
so far.
hurts
I mean,
so
it's a
much
lot of
more when I
talking from what I can
smile or
tell so
cry.
far.
I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
I mean, it's very pretty, that's for sure.
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
No, it's not necessarily Boo talking. It's
Soldier, do you need assistance?
you know, it's kind of
fine.
RPG-ish.
Just do something for this pain, will you? That's all I'm asking.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss.
Can I ask?
It's the
Okay, I did that one already. Can't do anything else.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside.
So let's see. Things are good. I mean, I don't know how much you remember, but I ended up getting laid off back in, oh, thank you for the biddies. I got laid off back at the end of March. So I've been on severance and everything since then. So, been doing some interviewing and submitting resumes and all that other stuff. And then last week we were on vacation in Bermuda for a cruise, so that was cool. Did that, had some time with the fam, and then had some interviews while I got back. And today they made me an offer, so I actually start a new job on the 25th. So back to work, back to using my brain again. So I'm looking forward to that. But it's not going to be working at home anymore. It's going to be actually working in an office. So that's going to be a little different.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less.
Thank you.
Willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
How is everything going with the family? I saw your announcement on Discord
You do
today. I hope
realize
everything
she's
is kind of on the up and up, or at least close to it.
It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same
That's so
war,
good for
sir.
Grandma?
No
Dude, I'm
offense.
sorry.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
You disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Well, it's all about you know, that good karma and that good vibes. So I just wanted to check in and see how things are going.
Exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and
Jesus,
polite.
underneath this shirt,
A little delirious, perhaps.
Peeling
but who
and
wouldn't
itching.
be
I feel
after
like I'm a
enduring
snake coming
an
out of his
abduction?
skin.
Thank you, Doctor.
Shit.
That's relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Uh-huh.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
See, interestingly enough... Oh. Okay, my guy, I'm pretty sure you have the same problem as me sometimes. Huh? Okay. Not something we talk about in stream, so let's not keep that going. Fair warning. Yeah, Art, that's kind of what I was thinking, which, give me a second here.
People are still.
So let's not continue on with that language if possible. Let's enjoy the game and good vibes tonight.
No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really.
And yeah, Art,
Most
I'm
men
not
and
entirely
women
sure what
just
I
do
read
their
either.
best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers Trade Union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Mr. Lit, I'm giving you one more warning to knock that off. Otherwise, we're going to see exactly what happens when the boot hits ass.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks, and I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Well, the interesting part about this is that the doctor sat there and used the cross on us, and it was like this big sunlight thing. Just sitting on him, you would think it would be doing roughly the same thing, and it's not.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith, willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Do we really have to do this? Art, you've got a sword, but I took care of it for you. So, you have a sword, use it as you see fit.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so
I think you
much of
probably
my
could have
blood
gotten
with
rid
his
of that one
madness.
with a 5-iron. He wouldn't
I
have been
feel
too bad.
Empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke. Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know.
Just be the normal
We're not
asshole that
just
we like.
Bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Just be the normal asshole and all will be fine. As I said, like I was saying. Jesus, there's a lot of talking, a lot of people in here. Okay, who are you?
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Do you need medical help yourself, nurse?
I'm fine, really. I just need to sleep.
You have to evoke divine authority by using a holy symbol, in this case, a cross.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients.
God, this sunburn
We are
is
running
itching
out of everything.
crazy.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Well, see, there's a lot of ritualism that goes into it. Not from what we saw earlier in game. So Dr. Swansea just sat there. He saw us come in, and he just sits there and goes, no prayers, no nothing, just held the cross out, and was just like, holy shit. So.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis?
I mean, it looks pretty, but I would have thought that this would be
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation,
prettier,
whether he deserved it or not.
For, you know, PC.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
Here's the problem. We've got all sorts of different blood types, and these guys are just dumping blood from one to the other. I hope to God they're further along than just they're going, here's blood.
Not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
Damn right.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time. Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him? Or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Okay.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Okay, don't need anything from her. Let's go talk to this other doctor.
I'm so tired. Reads me like a book. Will this shift never
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
What a dick.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
I don't see any reason why I should justify my actions to you.
That's true, Dr. Reed. The only judge has to be yourself. The question is, are you judging yourself hard enough?
It seems
You're
you
a dick.
have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
Other people may say that's too conservative a point of view.
Conservative? And what are you going to say to Mr. Fiddick if he loses his arm because of the operation? Because that's what's going to happen if the surgery is a failure.
What am I going to say to him? I'm going to say, you now know the sound of one hand clapping?
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital, instead of a burden.
You like this one, Art, or your D&D one?
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Like a book. Never could keep anything from her. Will this shift never...
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Is there anything else that's bothering Can I help in any way?
I'm all right. Considering the state of this place, I should consider myself lucky, I guess.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
I've seen mattresses like that back in college. Nasty. Gross. Awful.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
Well, that's not your fault.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Yeah, that wouldn't gone well. Can I do that? Okay, I get that.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Reads me like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
Hospital full, go back home. That sucks. Alright. Let's go up to my office. Alright, I've already been through there. Been through all that.
Daily routine. I have wasted too much energy for so little result.
I wish I could be sick again. Feel my blood boil with the fever.
Anything in here? No. Oop, wait a minute. What's this?
It's locked.
I'm a fucking vampire. Just pry the thing open.
It's locked, all right.
I'm a vampire. Open the fucking thing. I'm strong. It's locked. It's locked. Fuck you. Open the thing. Okay. Okay, that's not me. It's all on the second floor, so I haven't found it yet. You know what? That's what I'm saying. Just rip the damn thing open. No, I gotta be polite and shit. Bottle of cheap gin. Okay, good to know. Good to have. A used hacksaw. Great. Be fun at parties. That's what I mean. You have superhuman strength. Can't I just sit there and go click and open the damn thing? No, we gotta be fucking polite. Alright, there's a book. Can I do the book? No, not a book. Dr. Tippets.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
That's good. Reserve there. Okay, I'm gonna read, so give me a second. Yeah, I know, but I know he's a doctor and he's trying to hide his condition, but nobody was in the room. He can't just if you've seen Jessica Jones, she just sits there and takes a look around, and then sits there, goes, pops a lock, breaks the chain, whatever. I think I'm finally hungry enough for food. Go get food. I'll probably, you know what? I was gonna quit about a half hour ago. I'm gonna go for another half hour max. So I may be back. I may still be here while you go get food. Longer. I also notice that speed seems to exhaust them when they are bound to physical limitations. I'm just making sliced beef sandwiches. Ooh, that sounds good. I went to Arby's tonight for dinner and I had a roast beef sandwich. Roast beef, mustard mayo, and natural cheddar cheese. Oh, that sounds so good. Dragonbane, what the fuck is that? Okay. I used to crane to secure an speaker on the second floor. Please forgive these through decoration. Defensive. Coagulation. You will block your target's blood in their veins, making them defenseless. That sounds like that sucks. The vampire will concentrate on the prey's blood, stopping them in their tracks and making them defenseless. It's easier to kill something that can't move. That sounds like that hurts. What is this? Blood barrier. You create a visual barrier absorbing direct damage until it fades or is destroyed. Vampires afraid of suffering damage are familiar with the hardiness ability. This blood ability will protect the vampire from direct damage. Unfortunately, it does not stop them from being grabbed by enemies. You can hurt my body, but only if you can catch me. Alright, that's neat. So we're going to add some more stamina, because I need that. That helps. Increase the damage. Hell yeah, we're going to do more damage when we fight somebody. Science. You can now carry 3 serums. Increase the number of bullets you can carry. That will be helpful. We'll increase the amount of blood because that means we can do more stuff. Heal while doing that in combat? Yeah. Okay. As I took the last of my beef. Well, I'm sorry. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. That really doesn't give me anything. There's nothing good.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Okay, I just did that though. Okay, I'm gonna rest.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Okay. I need to get this food car. I'm gonna lose my mind. Defensive shield sounds interesting. I don't have the points for it yet. But I will.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Sorry. There's nothing here.
Some of the patients won't last the night without them. Honestly, sir, I'm beside myself.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
So have you played this at all? Sorry, back home from work. No problem. Have you played this at all, Art? I mean, it sounds like you've played something, or some of it.
Scour voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Yes, this is the beginning of the game. I'm probably, I mean, I started it tonight, so this is my first playthrough. What is this? Local investigation. Got it. Find the lost wallet in the garden. Got it. Well, that's where I'm at. Lost wallet in the garden.
So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well.
Okay, found that. Last vial. Closed for sanitary reasons. I'm willing to bet people died in here. It's the old morgue. They should have been dead kind of already by this point, but, you know, hey, whatever. I don't see anything in here. Upstairs?
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain.
No, wrong thing.
The sick... This moves faster than influenza.
You guys are nuts. I'm kind of debating whether I should put music on for this or not, because it's kind of like, it sounds like it could be boring if you're not, you know, if you're not paying attention, but it might also, they kind of speak low. So I don't know if it's necessarily a good idea or not.
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
To put on a little bit of background music, because I mean, it just feels like it might be kind of boring to sit there and watch while, like, yes, there's some talking, there's other stuff that's not necessarily talking and is just kind of like quiet. I wouldn't get sucked into the game. So you would rather not have any additional music. You think it's just good as it is. Got it.
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
Talk about your opinions. What do you like about the game? Dislike? What do you think could be improved? How could you improve it? Gotcha. I said, first night, I just wanted to kind of get into it a little bit. I will say, I kind of expected more graphically, to be honest with you. I mean, this thing is actually set on Ultra right now. I don't necessarily feel like this feels Ultra. You know what I mean? I just, like I said, I figured, like, I've played Final Fantasy 15 with the 4K texture pack on Ultra, and that's like amazing. I don't feel like amazing with this. You says again about okay. And it may just be the art style. I'm not the artifice style. I'm not entirely sure.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this. Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps?
Again, I'm not entirely sure yet. Like I said, with Final Fantasy, I mean, it looks outstanding, and it's possible that I think the textures needed to be a bit more high res. Again,
Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs.
Oh.
Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman.
So, like I said, Final Fantasy 15, you sit there, you play that with the 4K texture pack, and it's just gorgeous. You know, and it's entirely possible that they are doing it to be thematically kind of old-fashioned, maybe? Again, I just expected a little bit more than this, that's all.
The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened. A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful. Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then, he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
Uh-oh, Mr. Doctor, you're in trouble now.
It's locked. It's locked, all right. It's locked.
And press Y to directly absorb blood. Interesting. Dead. You die now. What are you?
Scowls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting.
When I look at this game and I'm disappointed with the graphics, I'm disappointed. Details, the textures are flat and rushed. Not much detail in the blood splatter. The tiles are flat and they don't have much depth. If there's a mirror on the wall, I expect a bit more clean of a reflection unless it's cracked. I love the medical details, but I feel like they should be more yellowed. Agreed.
Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Like I said, it doesn't feel like it's necessarily perfect. Apparently I'm missing something. It's got to be upstairs. I gotta get upstairs. $5 meters. Feels like it should be right here, 6 meters up. Oh, I gotta go up one more. It looks like it's right above me. There we go.
Balls of Mars. Fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
You know, I mean, the world itself feels abandoned in spots. It feels dirty, and it feels like these guys are holding on with, you know, duct tape and unicorn farts. Can't cut down a door, which kind of sucks. Craft the treatment for fatigue. So I guess that was back downstairs that I could do that. Right, it feels run down. It feels like these guys are really kind of in trouble. Where's that crafting table? I thought I saw it. There it is. Medicine to Dorothy Crane in the patient's room. Okay. We'll go do that. We're going to go turn this quest in, and I think we're going to call it a night at that point.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Diseases decrease the blood quality of a citizen. Use the correct medicine to heal them. Speak to the patient in the room behind Dorothy to check his medical status. Okay. All right, we'll talk to him.
Madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm gonna talk to the guy. Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
We're paying. Okay.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
I'm probably going to eat her if she does that again.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
I'm all right. Don't waste it.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'll let you get some rest, then.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me. I will not let you down, my boy.
Looks like he's been strangled. I was gonna say it looks like he's been bitten.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm willing to bet he got bit.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She was best while I'm here.
Excuse me.
All the way to hell and back to help me.
Why did your mother have...
My mother just...
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Do you need any help?
Thank you, Dr. Reed, but you've done enough already. The rest is up to me now.
I
have
bet
to
you
go now, sir.
the mom's
Don't
vampire.
hesitate to contact me if you need any
Because
help.
again, it's only on one side. I'm willing to bet that she bit him.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Tippett, here's the
Dr.
guy.
Reed, any good news to share?
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed the body.
Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Come on, don't be ridiculous, dear colleague.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Alright, I'm gonna go talk to the other nurse and see if she remembers this guy. Give
Good
him back
evening,
his
Doctor.
wallet.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway, to remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you,
Nice.
Dr. Reed.
Jerk.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Alright, what do you got? Yeah, I don't need that. And I agree, we definitely need to help that guy. But I believe we're going to sit there and we're going to do that for another night. Because it's 2 o'clock. It's getting a little late. I'm guessing I can just quit because I don't necessarily need to save anything. Because it does that automatically. So... yeah, I mean, we went 3 hour, 3 hour plus stream, and let's see, who else might be on that we can toss a little bit of love to at this late hour? Let's see, who's on? Let's see, Lennox is here. Smoke, I know, 3 hours. I started at like 10:30 or so. I went as soon as the kids went to bed. So it's time for me, So let's see. You know what? We're gonna go toss this over to Specs and Dari because it looks like they're playing a little bit of Fortnite, and I am gonna go to bed. The wife's been in bed for a while, and I'm sure she's obviously asleep, but I think it's time. So Art and Psycho, if you're still out there, and Linux and everybody else, thank you for stopping by today. I appreciate it. Thank you for the biddies, Psycho. I appreciate that. Everybody, thank you for stopping by and hanging out. We will do more of Vampyr sometime, probably this weekend. I have, I'm pretty much empty on Saturday, at least during the day for a while, so I think I may do some streaming during the day. And then Father's Day, I'll probably be busy, so I'm not going to be around for that one. And then, yeah, that'll be kind of it. So, like I said, we're going to send everybody over to Specs and Dari. They are playing Fortnite. And again, we'll be back at this, sometime this weekend. I want to try getting back onto an actual schedule again. It's been far too long since I kind of got rid of WoW off of my streams. I really don't have much of a schedule anymore. So I want to try to get back into that It's going to be a little interesting because I'm starting a new job on the 25th. So it's just like lots of stuff that's going to be going on. So until the next time, everybody, have a great evening. Thank you again for stopping by, and we'll see you all next time.